Hey, so what's going on, guys? So in this video, I want to share with you guys what I saw and what I witnessed at the Trump March today and as well at the Capitol building. I was very close, nearly at the front, and I had a camera on me, and I recorded many of the instances that had occurred. And if you know from my last video, you know that I'm here, obviously in DC, and really trying to pray for and really understand what it is and what it's like at the grassroots level in terms of praying for and understanding this season. And if you are following me for the first time or a recent viewer, I'm a Christian YouTuber and I focus on helping people and encouraging people to love their God with all their heart, soul, strength, and mind, and their neighbor as themselves. It's the first and second greatest commandment, and to help encourage you in your walk with Christ. And as part of that, the Lord has put on my heart in this season and understanding of the times and understanding of this season, and to really reveal to you what it is that's in your heart, your own perception, your own paradigm, as well as challenging you and your perspective on what is going on around the world. And I do that with prophetic word, with what the Lord has put on my heart, as well as other things to encourage you and share with you. And today I want to do that first and foremost before I share what I saw and what I witnessed. And what the Lord has put on my heart and what he wants me to encourage you with is that it is not what it seems. Things are not what it seems. And as you probably know just from your understanding of news in the world, what they tell you and what headlines you see, and even what snippets and what sound bites that you might see or hear is not really what it seems. And today I'm here to tell you, and based on my testimony of what I saw, that that is also the case. And what has happened today is not what it seems on TV. And what you saw was only a small group of people that had done this, whatever they're saying right now as being on the news right now. And the one thing I want to encourage people with and rebuke you even with is that a lot of people are just, and even as I see it online, they're so quick to judge and they're so quick to come to conclusions. And one of the biggest conclusions that I see is that people umbrella and put together and gather anyone that supports Trump as this one big group of bigoted or nasty or whatever group it is. And even some of the comments that I read online, even now, is, see, I told you so, these Trump supporters and blah, 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 and all these hateful comments are coming out. And as I've given a prophetic word on that in terms of what will happen in the next 30 days, I gave that back on December 20th. God, what he's doing right now is he's distinguishing, and I've said this in that video, but he's distinguishing even further the people that are really objective, that are in the truth, that are Christian saints that really understand what's going on, versus those that are clouded in their feelings and in their emotions and their preconceived notions, and they're really not open to the truth. They don't have a love for the truth, and they are pharisaical in the way that they perceive the world. And just as a Cubs fan or a Cubs team has so many different types of fans, you got good people, you got bad people, you got different races, you got different people groups, you got people of different political backgrounds or social backgrounds. The same goes even for church. A lot of people combine any religion that has God in there, or quote unquote God, as being one type of group. But obviously we know that's not the case. There are some people that have a skewed theology. There are some people that have a better and more correct and biblical theology. There are other people that are profaning the name of God by saying that they are Christians, but they're not. And it's a certain denomination or a certain people group, or a certain religious group. And the same goes for Trump supporters or people that come together under the name of Trump. And I was here all day, or rather from the early morning till when the incident occurred. And I'm here obviously back in my hotel room. But from the very morning, I saw lots of different types of people, and I've talked to a lot of different people groups, and I saw different ethnic groups. I saw different age groups. I saw people that were very devout Christians, people that were evangelizing and talking to other people and saying, hey, like, I also support Trump, but I also, want to tell you about Jesus. And they have this more correct and more a true understanding of what's going on around them. Whereas there's other people that are just bitter, they're angry, and they're siding with the fact that, yes, there is election fraud. There is all this demonic activity or bad activity that is on the Democratic side, or they don't agree with an issue. There's different types of people groups within the Trump camp that are supporting Trump. And it's very difficult to reach anybody that is associated with Trump, that's associated to being, whatever group it is that you have a commonality for, whether it's the Cubs, whether it's the Dodgers, whether it's a sports team, or whether it's a religious group or whatever it is. There are different types of people in that group, and so many people are so fast to make a judgment. They're so fast to use their tongue to say, "See, I told you that they're bad. I told you that this is whatever it is." But they don't understand, and they don't know the true depth behind what's there. And so the Lord wanted me to encourage you, and even to rebuke you to reserve and hold your judgment, because there's so many people that are coming out of the woodwork, and they're just saying, see, I told you, and their heart is being exposed, and they're so quick to type something and say something behind the screen, when really they don't understand the depths, and they don't understand the details. Because what the media tells you, what people that have, again, they come in they're wolves coming in sheep's clothing. And I talk about this in my video on understanding the times. The mainstream media, a lot of different groups that look like they're objective, they say things because they have a narrative. They say things because they have an agenda. They say things because they're told to say some of those things. And they're trying to portray a story that is really, at the essence of it, demonic. And they're not going to admit that. They're not going to say, "Oh no, I'm not demonic," or "I'm not, talking to Satan himself." They're just being influenced by this spirit of anger, of bitterness. They're influenced by this spirit that is moving them in a certain direction to quickly get them to think, "See, those people are bad, those people are whatever it is." And that mentality is poisoning, and it's hindering this revival. And it's something that the Lord, again, even to the very end, he's distinguishing, he's allowing to come to light. And it's like I've said in that video, it's going to get worse, and a lot of people are going to be coming out saying more things, and more hurt, more anger, more from a place of their flesh, of their preconceived notions, and of whatever judgment they have. And the Lord wants me to encourage you to really check yourself and really come to the Lord and say, "Lord, I'm angry, I'm bitter, I have this judgment, and I'm so fast to make a conclusion. But Lord, what is it that is really the truth? What is it that's really objective? And what is it that I should be having a heart for? Do I want to umbrella all these people? Do I want to categorize and stereotype all these people?" Because what I saw today was far different than what the media portrayed. And I'm about to tell you guys what I witnessed and what I saw. I woke up early this morning, and as I was walking towards the march, and again, the media calls it all these different things: riots and mobs and protests and all these crazy extreme words. But really, it started, and it was a march. It was a peaceful demonstration of all these people of different people groups and ages and backgrounds. They're coming together. And as I was walking and as I was next to people, I had great, fruitful conversations with different types of people, different ages. They looked like they're from all over the place, different parts of the US. They came together and we were talking. They looked like, whatever you want to stereotype, but really their heart was in a good place for the most part. And obviously there's some people that are bitter and stronger and more hateful against the Democratic Party or the left or whatever it is. And there's always going to be people like that. There's going to be really angry Cubs fans. There's going to be really nice Cubs fans. There's going to be different types of people groups. There's going to be very religious people in a church group. There's going to be very good and humble people in a church group. The same goes for the Trump group, if you want to call them all Trump supporters. But really, there's so many people that are coming for different reasons, to pray for, to reach out to, or to ensure that the truth is heard, that their voice is heard. Because right now, again, we're in a time of crisis. It's not about Trump. It's about the freedom of the democratic process and the elections, and all these things that are being tainted by what the false media is portraying, by what all this, the narratives that are happening. All these things are clouding people's judgment, allowing people to think and not really hearing what the truth is. And again, like I've said before, these things are going to be exposed. It's happening now in Congress, and what you'll witness and what you're going to see come to pass is something like you've never seen before. It's going to be very shocking, and it has to play this way because he's continually allowing people to come to reveal their hearts. And I've seen a lot of posts from even people that have never posted before. And again, it's being done so that it can allow you to be more humbled, that it can allow you to see from a bigger perspective and to change your paradigm of people, of your judgment, of what people are telling you, because so many people are just taking in what the media says. They do their quiet times and they're talking with the Lord supposedly and even authentically, but then they shove that aside and then they just turn on the TV, CNN, they read little sound bites of news and then they just download. They download and they're drooling and downloading, but really they're not coming before the Lord and saying, Lord, what is, and even as you read it, you've got to ask, Lord, how do I take this? Is this something truthful? Is there a motive behind it? Is it tainted with something? Is there some sense of an agenda from a higher, more larger authority? What is the narrative here? What is it that's being accomplished? And again, like I've said, as a word of encouragement, there's more than meets the eye. God has allowed things to be revealed and for you to be confused, only to allow you to see something different. And especially in this case, you saw some people at the very top, at the very, and again, as I marched and was with different people groups, it was almost like there was a group already at the Capitol building that were just at the very front, and they were the most energized and most riled up that I've seen from any other groups that I've seen for miles. And I'm going to post a separate video of some of the clips, and I'll share that. But what I saw was a line of police or guards or whatever it was guarding the Capitol building, and there was some jousting with just the front line of people, and that went on for some time. And there was a lot of people that wanted to just get on top of certain areas like the scaffolding, some of the stair steps, just to wave their flags or get the attention of other people. But what had escalated was a group of people that were just a smaller group of people. And I'm not even like talking less than 50 to 100, I think even, that were just energized there and just kind of jousting and pushing the police, and the police pushing them back. The police were throwing tear gas, and it was causing a lot of even the peaceful protesters to be, or not even protesters, the peaceful people that were marching to move back. And I saw that, I witnessed that. A lot of people were starting to move back, but there was a very small group of people, 50 to maybe 100, that had started moving up. And there were other people, yes, they were kind of filling the void and pushing the crowd up, and they were starting to take over the space that other people had left because of being hit with tear gas. But as people had slowly moved up to the top of the stairs and on beyond and beyond, I didn't witness what happened after that. But basically what I saw was only a small group of people. And I don't know if it's Antifa or whatever it is, but or even some people say people that are on the other side, but they just had MAGA hats on, and they were doing this on purpose to antagonize and instill fear or whatever it is, or to cause chaos. Whatever it was, the vast majority, more than 99.999% of the people, because I saw what appeared to be 500,000 or more people, I don't even know, but I saw a lot of people from end to end of the Washington Monument all the way to the Capitol building, and even north to the White House when it was first when the first gathering had happened. But this was a very small group of people, and they were almost like, it was almost like they were there on purpose to antagonize and to create chaos. And so what they say on the media, you've got to really be careful. You've got to be able to really just check yourself and say, man, I know the media is saying this and there's supposed video sound bites, but what is it that really happened? And I'm going to post a couple of videos that showed a lot of the peacefulness and a lot of people just standing there and just waiting to see what happened. But again, a very small group of people did this, and it is not what it's being portrayed in the media. And so I want to encourage you guys with that, and really to challenge you to say, man, I'm reading sound bites, I'm hearing from this media, I'm hearing from this person, but I want to withhold my judgment. I want to withhold what it is that I'm seeing, because what I witnessed today is far different than what the media is saying and what is currently being the narrative of it being, some riot or some mob. Because I was there, and you'll see the video, very close, very up front, and for the majority of the time, until it got to the point where they had to shoot people away, and especially with the tear gas that the police or whoever the guards were throwing, these people were there very peaceful and very gentle, and they were just standing around waving flags, and they weren't even shouting that much. They were saying very peaceful chants, but only a very small group of people were there to really antagonize the group. And so, again, encouraging you and really just continue praying for this nation, continue praying for myself as well as my outreach here, and many of the other Christian influencers, YouTubers, and other folks that have also been here as well. And so, please pray for this nation. Please pray. We're in a serious time, and my heart breaks. My heart breaks seeing what I saw today on the news versus what I witnessed on the ground. So thanks so much, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.